Good evening. Welcome to our program again, Women to Women. I'm Carol Paz, your hostess, and as we always promise you, we have a very special lady with us, a very famous Irish lady, as a matter of fact, but we also have a double surprise. We have two ladies with us tonight. Our first one I'll introduce in just a moment will be with us the first half, and a brand new face the second half. So first of all, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Villa Basque Deli and Cafe, home of Pete's famous Basque chorizo right here in Carson City, as well as Carpenter Nevada LLC, importer of fine Portuguese olive oils, aged balsamic vinegar, and international health teas. And now let's turn to our guest, Dana Fruend. Dana, thank you so much for being a guest with us.
Thanks for asking. I really appreciate it.
You are more than welcome. And I hope you don't mind, but with that flaming red hair, you have to be Irish.
I am. Irish and Scottish background, yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Dana, we don't have a whole lot of time this first half with you, so it's really important to me and for our listening audience and our viewing audience that we find out a little bit about you. Are you native to Nevada?
I'm not. I'm a native Californian, but I've lived in Nevada for 34 years.
Okay, you're really a class citizen here, right? Okay.
I think so. I think they're taken to me.
So Dana, I know that our friend who's going to be on the second half of the show, you have partnered with her, so to speak, in Downtown 2020, a vision that you have for Carson City. Now, when Doreen Mack was on initially with us, she helped us to understand what that vision was. But now you've taken over the reins from the founder, and it's in and under, basically, your direction. What's happening?
Doreen started an incredible thing with our community and is our foundress. She would have still been president, but at the time there was just health issues and work and just an awful lot of commitments. And so when we grew from the first meetings into a nonprofit, then I was voted in. And so our group, we're very much a team, all of us. And so we've been meeting and gathering since our Board of Supervisors meeting.
Okay.
And
which was last November, right?
Last November was some of the first ones, and it all started with the taking down, or the wanting to take down the fences. But we were charged by the Board of Supervisors to come up with a plan as to what else are we going to do downtown. What do you want, and what is it that you want to do? And it really inspired all of us to come together. And with the plan that's started before in 2006, it's part of the Winston plan that was first done, some of the Winston conceptuals. But that was done by the government. That was done by the city. And this has been the people. These are the downtown businesses and business supporters of Carson City. And over 50 businesses and members and supporters have come together to want to grow and create better design, more mobility, pedestrian accessible downtown. Okay,
now that was probably a very good thing that the Board of Supervisors did in giving you a focus, coming up with a plan, because it drew all of you together to not only continue the vision, but to bring it into detail, bring it into focus for more of us. Now, I've noticed, the portions of the street in the downtown historical area out on Carson, those, how do you want to call those, that have been removed?
The downtown fences that have been removed were originally put up because there was so much 18-wheeler activity going through, and it was a safety precaution. And part of our plan that we have was first removing the fences, wanting to have downtown parking, because in all of our research and with the analytics that we have solid proof that communities that have downtown parking have slowed the traffic. It's part of a traffic calming thing, and widened sidewalks and made it to where the town was easier to access and to enjoy with more of the activities, bringing more people downtown, making it safer. And so the fence was just one part of being able to grow and start that. They'd started it in 2006 we've picked up the torch, but as business people and community, to want to carry that even further with pocket parks and green space, events and activities, and making it more alive downtown.
And this is a difficult task because the whole country is coming out of a pretty severe recession.
Yes.
And some places in the nation are doing better than others. And we hope that Carson City is one of those areas that, because of the natural beauty that we have here and the desire of tourists, to be a part of that whole scenario, that it will be pulled off. Now, I've noticed, because I go downtown on Carson Street, that the fencing is no longer there. And when I first arrived in Carson, I liked the fencing because it had that old Western, kind of Spanish Western historical look about it. So when it was removed, I thought, oh, now I can ride my horse and tether it right around by the post. It still had that kind of appeal to me. So I know that with change, you have to deal with criticism, you have to deal with sometimes disapproval, but also with change, once we get used to it, we tend to work with it rather than against it. Are you experiencing anything like that?
A lot of people, because of the freeway, were more angry about the freeway, and it seemed to focus on the downtown 2020 with wanting to take down the fence, have parking, but it's so much more than that. It's about growth, and it's about moving forward. The city needs infrastructure downtown to be able to do water, sewer, power, and that's coming. And in this plan, the timing of the two, because they will be tearing the streets up, but the timing for a plan for growth, for widening the sidewalks, for right-sizing the streets is perfect to be able to work together with the city and in planning and design. That's one of the things that Doreen is splendid at, and that she, even though she may not be president of this, she chairs the design committee. And part of that is what they can do with the sidewalks, the parking that we would like, because that's still up in the air whether we'll have that or not.
Okay.
But it's about the design of archways and entryways to be able to have more of a historic welcome into Carson City. And so working with the city and its partners, we're part of that, and we're wanting to help have a plan for growth and design is a huge part of that, so that we do it right.
And I've noticed when you exit Carson City or when you enter, there are those two new approach signs that are very inviting, beautifully designed, easy to see, easy to read, and that has been an improvement. And I think when we talk about leadership in any kind of a community, whether it's small or whether it's a large urban area, you have to have those individuals who have not only the insight, but have the vision, have the dreams. And it takes a lot of people to work those dreams through, doesn't it?
It does. This is very much a team effort, because when we started, when Doreen got everyone all fired up and brought us all together, a plan started to form because many of the businesses were frustrated with not having enough advertisement about their businesses. And what we've done is yoke the strength of many. And so it's about community, about things with a team effort, so that way we can, in the plan, it's about sharing those resources, about using writers and designers and people to write about Carson City, to create more events and activities, to work on business activity, to bring more businesses here.
Now, have you had feedback from the current business owners downtown, not only who are a part of Downtown 2020, but those who are maybe outside of it? Have they seen, do they see that there's no negativity in terms of more customers coming to their store or less customers coming to their store? Have any changes occurred that you would say, hey, this is working?
Well, I think from the beginning when we started, we have many of the arts organizations that have wanted to join the Downtown 2020, like the Brewery Arts Center and the CCAI, the Carson City Arts Initiative, and the Artist Coalition. We're getting individual supporters, and the businesses have been speaking up that are also not necessarily downtown, but support the growth and going forward of Carson City. So we've seen some incredible people come forward to say, we want to have a voice with you. And so
That's very encouraging.
It is. So we've split off into work groups.
All right.
And one that I chair is events and promotions. And the businesses themselves are coming to these, and we're already planning new events. We have a Brew Fest coming up. 2020 is a part of that. We have Salsa y Salsa. We're a part of that. And Street Vibrations in September. We're also a part of that. So we're actively kicking the tires and lighting the fires.
I like that. And it's something that the public can visibly be a part of,
yes.
or at least they're recognizing it. And that's a very important aspect of your support system, is to get the majority of the public in favor, moving with you,
yes.
and having that positive attitude. There can be a lot of us who are negative soothsayers. We drag our feet, we complain, but nothing gets done either. Mm-hmm. And if things stay the same, in many cases, it's a stalemate.
That's true. With this plan that we have, that anyone can get a hold of any of the businesses downtown, mm-hmm. we're happy to send them an email, a PDF of the plan, or copy it off for them if they like, which we've been doing. And we're seeing a lot of results on people asking questions and wanting to know, what is that about? And so there's been quite a few people that have been won over because they didn't know what it was about. They didn't realize that it's not just one thing. We're actually a template now for like the north and the south end to consider becoming BID districts. And so,
which means what for our listening audience?
It means that they, in simple terms, that they gather together with other businesses mm-hmm. to form together with their resources what they'd like to do about their area, and they pay X amount of dollars in that goes into advertising and growth and maintenance mm-hmm. in coordination with the city.
Okay. And
so with what we're doing as a community, as businesses together, because mm-hmm. it's not just the downtown businesses, it's business supporters and citizens that support wanting to see the growth of Carson City.
Okay, now Dana, I have to ask you this because you have an energy and a focus that you bring to this position. But what other qualities have you had in the past or experienced in the past that you can briefly tell us about that's a good fit for you here in this position, taking over from Doreen?
My past is very eclectic. I was 9 years a firefighter and a training officer. I'm
that would make you focused.
And the leadership on just and working
yes.
In small community. I lived in Caliente for 28 years. I've been married for 34 years, and to the same man. And with that leadership and community involvement, mm-hmm. it taught me how to bring people together mm-hmm. and how to work in city government and how to listen really well mm-hmm. to what all of the people are wanting to do. And that's what we've done here as a team, is we listened and we wrote down everything that all the businesses were wanting.
Okay.
And the citizens too. So in this plan, when it's presented to the Board of Supervisors this week, it's a gathering of all of mm-hmm. the wants and wishes of a community to grow.
Well, in talking and listening to you, I can't think of a better person to take over from Doreen. And I like the solidarity and the stableness that you bring to the presentation. And I think you've hit the nail on the head. You're beginning to communicate more widely with the public, yes. and you're beginning to win them over. So I thank you very much.
Thank you so much for giving us your time. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. We'll be right back with Doreen Mack in just a few moments.
Are you ready? Football is back, and it's your turn to score with Carson Nuggets Touchdown to Cash drawings, where you can win up to $50,000. Come down every Friday and Saturday for your chance to win big.
Apex SCF provides cutting-edge, hands-on training that effectively addresses today's threats of violence.
The Apex Stay Alive course teaches proven methods for personal protection and attack countermeasures that can be applied in any environment. In your home, at the workplace, or on campus, Apex will teach you the necessary skills to stay alive, including how to recognize and react to an active shooter scenario.
If you knew you had to fight for your life tomorrow, would you train today? Contact us now to sign up for a class in your region.
Hi, I'm Stephen Lincoln with CarsonCityHomes.com, Carson City's original online real estate resource.
At CarsonCityHomes.com, you get effective and easy-to-use tools to help you select your next home today. With our easy-to-use website, you can search listings throughout Northern Nevada and narrow the results by selecting every facet, quirk, and quality you desire. Visit CarsonCityHomes.com.
Join us at the Carson Nugget for The Prize is Right, our 3 million point swipe and win giveaway happening every Sunday through Thursday. You can win up to 100,000 points instantly at our kiosk, and all you have to do is swipe. Only at the Carson Nugget.
Welcome back to the second portion of our show, Women to Women. As promised, we have Doreen Mack with us on the second half. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors. CarsonNow.org, which is the 24/7 place to go. When you want to know what's happening in Carson City, it's CarsonNow.org. We'd also like to thank the Nevada Appeal and the Record Courier for its constant support of our local businesses, our local business people. They always say, shop locally, and that makes a lot of sense. Also, look for their coupons and their Sunday editions because those can help all of us. So now let's turn to Doreen and welcome her back for a second show. Doreen, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Carol, for inviting me back.
Okay. You know, you have been a vital and integral part of this Downtown 2020. You are the founder. And you've kind of turned the reins, so to speak, but you're in there as a team member. Mm-hmm. And you still run a business, you still have a family, you still have all these other caps that you wear. So catch us up a little bit with Doreen, the professional woman right now, with your business. What's happening there?
Oh gosh, I am very busy. I've got jobs in Reno and Gardnerville and Lake Tahoe, and I just kind of running all over and many projects here in town. And I'm working currently on a historic project in Reno, which is one of the original divorce hotels. So we're restoring that, and that's been quite a fun project. So
now when you say a divorce hotel, meaning that that was a place where if you wanted to get a quickie divorce, people stayed there?
Mm-hmm. The women would come there and they would live in this hotel to get their residency so they could apply for a divorce. And so it's been kind of just not taken care of over all these years. So it's like they're now putting the money into it to restore it and give it some life. And yeah, it's been fun.
All right. I have a couple of friends, I'm in that generation way back, in New York, who came to Reno to get a quickie. Maybe that was the hotel they stayed in.
Maybe they were there.
I should check for the fingerprints. All right. So where do you operate from now in terms of your business? So if a person would like to call you and say, Doreen, I have this idea, I have this project, how would we get in contact with you?
Well, they can call me.
Okay.
Phone number. I have a website, which is loftyexpressions.com. And my information is in there, and you can certainly view some of my work that's there.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that you've had two nice accomplishments given to you, two nice awards.
Well, I was voted Best Designer in Carson City through Reader's Choice, and that's 2 consecutive years in a row, so that was a really nice.
That's very nice.
Award. Yeah, it was.
That shows a lot of confidence in the public with you.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Now, when you were working with Downtown 2020, and you've seen it through its infancy, and you're bringing it now up almost into its teenage years, okay? It's not fully mature yet, okay, as you'd like to see it. But you still have aspirations, and you're still on that board, and you're still working on that team. What are you feeling? What are you sensing about what's coming up? In terms, whether you're working with a board of supervisors, you're working with the public, or your team supporters, the business people of downtown Carson City. What are the signals that you're getting?
Oh, it's been very positive. We have made this move, and at the time that Dana and I made this transfer, I had lost my dad, he had died, and so there's a lot going on in my life. And so it was being careful in this transition that we kept this group together. And it has been a very positive thing. We've gotten positive responses. We just keep working together on this, and we have a great team of people that are behind it it literally took a village to get to this point.
Yes.
And we just continue to keep going ahead, and we're getting more and more public support. And
good.
lot of response on Facebook. We have a Facebook page up, and we're working on a website for Downtown 2020. And it's just been a really positive experience, so we just keep going ahead with it.
So what I hear you saying in a roundabout way is that beefing up the communication system is very important between you and the public.
Definitely.
Because in the beginning, when ideas are fresh, they're new, they're energetic in you, it's a hard sell sometimes to get others to come on board with you. The tendency is to, as I was saying, talking with Dane in the first half of the show, to drag our feet, to postpone, to think about this some more. And when you have energetic individuals like you, okay, who does, they literally don't take no for an answer.
No.
Okay, then we have to figure out as a community and as individuals within that community, okay, what can we do to be supportive? What can we do to be proactive? And I've been one of those individuals that I said, here comes change. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how the downtown responds to it in all of Carson City. And as I say, I'm kind of used to the fences being down now. Mm-hmm. I liked them, but I can appreciate the new look that's there. Mm-hmm. I sometimes wonder if some businesses might get too close to the curb, okay, because we still have traffic going downtown on certain days.
We do.
And if you have a cup of coffee or a glass of iced tea, you got to protect it. Right?
You do.
But it's this is an interesting approach that you have for downtown Carson. What all do you see coming up real soon that people can be watching for?
Well, that's one of the things that we will be addressing at our Board of Supervisors meeting.
All right.
And we will have pictures, and we will go through the whole revised program with them that was the plan for 2006 that we have modified to fit into now. Mm-hmm. And so anybody that's got any questions and want to know what's going on downtown, it would be very important that you show up at this meeting. We need the positive support. It's a really, it's crucial for all the existing businesses that are down there. And
what is the date of this meeting?
It's this Thursday. Oh gosh, what is
so it's
date?
Here coming up in August.
It's here. It's coming up this Thursday. Yes. Yep. It's at 5:30 at the community center.
Now, if this program doesn't get on, which I doubt if it will, okay, in time for that, are there other Board of Supervisors meetings that people can attend, be aware of? And if this is on the agenda, where do they look for on your web page?
There's the 2020 Downtown 2020 group mm-hmm. that's on Facebook.
Yes.
And you'll be directed there as far as where to go for the web page there.
Okay.
And there will be announcements. There's always announcements that the Board of Supervisors will put in the paper about when the next meeting is going to be. And we won't know that until we know what happens at this next one that we're going to.
Okay, and you put that information on your Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think it's going to continue to be a very important part of the success is to keep that public well informed and where they can come, ask questions, get the answers to the things that are still spinning around or laying back there in the back burner. Yes,
right,
very much so. Now, what are your future plans in terms of involvement? Are you going to stay quietly involved in Downtown 2020, or are you going to venture out and do some other activities?
Oh, I'm probably filled with activities. So as far as taking on any more, as being involved in this, I am the chair of the design committee.
Okay.
And that puts me right in my creative mode, and I've got all kinds of ideas and plans that we're discussing, and just seeing where all this goes.
Doreen, when you make decisions with other peoples based upon design for a location, this being Carson City, have you traveled to other areas to see other cities that have undertaken a project like this and to see what the results have been? What are the statistics about success in changing a downtown look? Are they on your side? Are they in favor of movement? Or is it a very difficult situation to deal with?
Well, I have traveled throughout the whole United States. Okay. My husband and I took a year and did all the United States with our family. And I certainly go to other cities and see what they have done. And the people movement is just huge when they do this. It's just, it's how businesses will thrive and survive downtown. And it recruits new businesses to come in because they want that energy. And so anybody that has gone through this, it is a change. There is no doubt. And it takes time to go through that and adjust to it. But it's always been to the benefit of the whole.
And I've seen recently in the Nevada Appeal, the newspaper here in Carson City, that new businesses are arriving, and there are quite a few. So I'm wondering, and that's put out by the Chamber of Commerce under Ronnie Hanneman. So I'm wondering if what you are doing has helped bring about that interest in the new businesses. They must see a future here in Carson City because they're coming in from California, they're coming in from other areas of the country as well. And in your estimation, what is it that here in northern Nevada provides a climate for businesses to start up? What is there about this part of the state or this part of the West that has people interested in it? We know that there's mining that has come in. We know that because of new gun laws and sometimes restrictive gun laws, that gun companies long established in other states are coming into Nevada to relocate. It's a friendlier environment for them to do their business, okay? But in your estimation, what is there around here that really lends an ear to business?
A lot of these businesses that are coming in are more in the industrial industry.
Okay,
so you see
which is a good base.
Yes, off of Gonai Road, Arrowhead Drive, out in that area. But for the downtown, it's a whole kind of a separate entity.
Right, and yet you still need that partnering with industrial growth, industrial involvement, because they really are some of the giants who can help protect properties. They help build up the city funds, and they are certainly job givers to many people.
Right, they are.
So is it a point, is it an objective to stay in contact with some of these bigger companies, or to know why they're locating here, to know what they're doing so that they can enhance you and you can enhance them in some ways? Or is it totally separate?
It's not totally separate because it all works together.
Right.
And you want businesses to come here and stay. You want our children to stay here. And it's to allow an environment that we can grow in. For me, the downtown is the heart that keeps the city beating. And it's a separate thing. It's almost by itself right there. No matter what we do anywhere else, the downtown is still the core of our city. The rest of it, I have had meetings with business people that have businesses out there, and it does all work together. You know, it works together to give a city that people are proud to come here and live and raise their children and have that whole synergy, you know, that grows.
I have another question that kind of comes into my mind. When there's a brain drain out of a community, and that has happened in numerous places at numerous times here in the States under these, you know, more depressed economic situations, to be able to draw those kids, now adults, back in with their educations, with their business experiences, is a real challenge. But there's something in their hearts and their minds, memories, a fondness for where they grew up, and certainly the natural beauty around here is a real plus for all of us, business people or non-business. So how do you bring back youngsters? How do you bring back that generation that went out, perhaps married, went to college someplace else, engaged in business? How do you bring they and their experience back here?
Well, that's one of the things that we are working on, is how we can do that. A lot of the people and the kids that have left here still have families. They're rooted here.
Right.
So what's the draw to come back here? That's also the reason for creating this downtown core and making it a safe, pedestrian-friendly downtown. And so we are reaching out to those. We're reaching out to the younger groups of people, you know, that what is it that they want, and that's part of that communication process that we are working on.
Yes, and I still come, the bottom line for all of us here in Carson City and in Northern Nevada will be to convince each other, support one another in the effort to get it, you know, being robust again.
Right.
And it'll take those of us who are here and those of us that we can bring back. So I say thank you so much.
Thank you.
For your efforts, for your time, for all of the slinging that you probably have to put up with, so many of us.
A lot. Thanks.
But you're a very special person. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us tonight, and we'll be back next week with another very special lady. So in the meantime, take good care, stay safe. Good night.